Assalamu alaikum students, your instructor Abdul Rafi here for Edexcel Mathematics. So today this is part number 3 of the already previous videos live lectures. So this is basically WMA paper 111 for the paper 1 of IAL. So let's get started with where we left with, continuing from there, question number 7, 8 and 9. So the first thing, we stopped at part C. So let's just quickly revise question number 7. What was it about? So it was about transformation, and we already have solved inequalities for part A and part B. So let's just quickly revise. Part A said that there are 4 points and you have to tell the range of values, that is for x for which the fx is less than 6, which means that y is equals to 6. So it was less than 6. So I basically go up the question and I made that line there, that this is y is equals to 6 line, or you can say that, sir, this is fx is equals to 6 line. So y is equals to 6, and the examiner is asking that what are the range of values for fx is less than 6. So a lot of questions in the recent papers are coming on this. So we derive with the highlighter that it's going to be x is less than -4, as you can see the first part. Then we said that x is going to be greater than 3 as well, because 3 was coming here. And then we said that there is this part as well that says that between -1 and 2 the x values are lying, that is for fx is less than 6. Hope everyone got this part. And the next part was about stretching, that it was multiplying by 2. So we said that all the x values will basically be divided by 2 and the y values will remain the same. So these were the coordinates, that all the coordinates that were given, so -4, 6 become -2, 6. Similarly 3, 6 become 1.5, 6, and respectively the other one as well. So it was basically, if you look at that part, it was basically this one, stretching, that was inside the function. So it means that you have to divide all the x values by the stretch factor, that was 2, while the y values will remain the same. Okay, so that was important point in this. Now coming to the next part, that is part C, which will give you all 4 marks. So let's get started with all the 4 to try to get all the marks. So here we go. What we have to do is basically we have to sketch the curve with the equation y is equals to f minus x. In this we need to understand, student, very importantly, that basically part C is saying is reflection. Whenever you have the minus sign, it basically means reflection. So this is basically reflection in the y-axis, that you will reflect the whole graph in the y-axis. Okay, so it's going to be reflection in the y-axis, as it is mentioned here, that it's basically when you have minus sign inside the function, it is reflection in the y-axis. Okay, so everyone needs to understand the concept very carefully. So let's just take the original diagram and basically reflect it, and you have to sketch it separately on your sketch. You have to state the coordinates of the points to which P, Q, R, and S are transformed. So very important, I'm explaining you how to sketch the graph. Okay, students. So let's use this space, that is empty space. And now what we are going to say is basically everyone needs to understand. So let's take the left hand side first, the negative side. So this -1, 6, we are going to reflect, students, basically in this one. Okay, we are going to reflect in the y line, the y-axis. Okay, so it's going to be reflection in the y-axis. So what we are going to say, follow very carefully in the diagram, then I'll draw again. First, understanding is important. So it's going to be, sir, -1, 6 will become 1, +1, 6. Okay, this point will reflect here. Similarly, sir, -4, 6 will be reflected here, that it will become +4, 6. Okay, then this 2, 6 will become, sir, -2, 6. The positive sign will become -x, and then +3 will become -3, 6. That's, sir, +3, 6 will now become -3, 6. So the y value remains the same in the reflection. It's in the reflection in the y-axis, the y value will remain the same. It's just that, sir, the x values will change their signs. If it's the plus sign, it will become minus sign. If it's the minus sign, it will become the plus sign. So let's just draw them. So let's say that 1, 6 is here. Okay, and then you have 4, 6 there. So 4, 6 is here, sir. Then you have basically, let's say that -2, 6 here, and -3, 6 is here. Okay, so these are the 4 points, and just have to write down the points. So P was -4, 6, so now P becomes this one. That's what they are looking for, the marks. -1, 6 was Q becomes this one now. R was 2 comma 6, so now R becomes this one, minus 2 comma 6 students, and S was 3 comma 6, so S becomes now minus 3 comma 6. Okay, so hope everyone got this. And now everything remains the same, so this graph is going to go up like this one, and make sure you draw it very smoothly for the examiner. Okay, and this part, as I said, that this part is going to be going like this, and it's going to be coming down as well, so it's going to come down as like this, students. Hope everyone is getting it. Similarly, these points were there, so it's going to be around something like this for them as well. If you can see clearly that this was like this, so it's going to be this as well here, and then it's going to be a dip between them. So this is the dip between them, students. I hope we can make it properly. I'm removing everything, so the dip is between them properly there, and then that one goes there. So that is how the graph will look like, students. Your reflection in the, so this is the graph basically, that's what you'll get full marks for. Reflection in the y-axis, that is f minus x. Okay, looks correct with the marking scheme as well. You got all 3 marks for this at least. This is basically 4 marks question, which means this is for 3 marks at least. Okay, so that's how you sketch the graph. You have to state the coordinates. Make sure stating the coordinates is very important. You'll get marks for writing 1 comma 6, p 4 comma 6. I'm telling all the examiner key points that you may make sure understand, and just make sure give the reflection axis coordinates, so you'll get the most marks. And then hence means again that you have to take help from the previous part. So hence you have to find the set of values of x for which f minus x, the reflection one, the reflection y curve is greater than 6 and x is less than 0. So there are 2 requirements, 2 conditions for the inequality. Very clearly we need to understand, students, here that we have 2 conditions to be met. The first thing is that x is less than 0. So you need to understand, follow in the other highlighter, that sir we are going to look only at the less than x values. Okay, x is less than 0 means that sir these are this values. Okay, x is less than 0 here, so x should be less than 0, all these values that are on the left hand side. And then f minus x, the reflection graph, the y is equals to reflection graph is greater than 6. Again you draw the line here that sir we have learned from you that it's going to be the y is equals to line of the 6. As you know, it's not much accurate, but you have to draw it accuracy, students. So what is going to be, this is sir, write it down that this is sir fx or y is equals to 6 line, and they're asking which part, sir, that y is greater than 6, y is equals to greater than 6. So it's going to be very clear with the highlighter, students, in the blue color, or let's use it a dark color. Yeah, it's going to be greater than 6 is this part between -3 and -2 will be the values. This part is also there, 1, and between 1 and 4 the values can be there, but if you write this answer it will be wrong. Okay, this will be rejected, not possible, because the range is what, the condition is that x is going to be less than 0. Okay, so x is less than 0, so we need to understand that our answer is going to be between -3 and 2, which we are going to say that x lies between -3 and 2. That is going to give your answer. Okay, students, that will give you full marks if you write this for 1 mark, and that is going to be it. Hope everyone got it. Between -3 and 2 is going to be your final answer. That is x is between -3 and, sorry, -2. My bad, I wrote it wrong. So -3 and -2. Okay, everyone got it. That -3 is less than so between these values it's going to be the range for this question. Okay, so question number 7 is complete. Hope everyone got it, and let me know if there's any question. I'll help you out. Moving forward, we have circular measure and we have the trigonometry involved in question number 8. It's a huge question, but it's a very simple and not difficult question, students. That is question number 8 of the recent paper, October 2022. So let's get started with that question as well. Make sure it's not difficult, but it's a lot of concepts that is required. So we have been given a diagram. There is figure 2 that shows the plan view of a design for a pond. So it's a pond. The design consists of a sector AOBX of a circle, center O joined to a quadrilateral. So here we go. I'll make the measurements here for students so everyone can understand the question. So this is, sir, the quadrilateral. Okay, and it is followed by the sector. Sector I'm making with something different color, students. Okay, so sector is this thing. Okay, everyone got it? I hope everyone is clear. So this is basically the sector and the quadrilateral. The measurements are given, sir. That BC is 8 centimeter, OAB is 3 meter, angle is given. Make sure we have to solve this whole question in radians, students. So be very careful for radians. And then starting the first part, area. So we have to calculate the exact area of the sector. Okay, so let's get started with the question as well, students here. Hope everyone is getting the lecture. We have to get the exact area of the sector AOBX. So I'm going to first identify in the diagram. Okay, always remember, identify that part. The diagram is given for your help. Okay, that आपके लिए diagram help के लिए given होती है. So make sure you need to utilize that diagram by understanding that they're asking the area of this sector following the shaded part, that AOBX. They're asking the area of this part, that is AOBX. So this segment, okay, this sector of the part, this sector of the circle. So how we are going to find the formula for this? First thing will be that, sir, part A we are going to solve, or let's just use the other page to get the answer done. So it's going to be, I'm zooming in, students, for you guys. Okay, so here we go. Part A, and we have part 1, A part 1, that is going to be basically area of sector AOBX. So first thing will be that what is the area of the sector formula? So it's basically half r square theta, where r is basically radius and theta is basically the angle. So you already understand that, sir, radius is going to be 3 meters. Okay, very clear. And then you just have to find the angle. Okay, so angle is how much? Total angle is 360, that is 2 pi. So in order to get the answer, it's going to be half into the radius square, 3 square, into the theta, that is 360, minus the minor sector angle, that's going to be 2 pi minus 2 pi over 3. Make sure understand this, that you have to solve in complete degree radians, students. We have to solve the whole question in radians, and that is why it's important that you are going to subtract the angle 2 pi minus 2 pi over 3 to get the answer. Make sure everyone understand we have to get the exact area. Okay, we need to give the examiner exact area. The answer in decimal will not work at this stage, so you have to give me the exact value. So 3 square is 9, 9 divided by 2, and we got this as 6 pi, 4 pi over 3. So here we go, regarding it as in the pi, 6 pi, and you can write it as meters cube because this is area. Exactly, so it's going to be 6 pi meter cube, meter square. Okay, it's going to be 6 pi meter square because there's area. If it was volume, then we would have put the cube. Okay, so part 1 is done, and then you have part 2, that is area of the sector is done. So we talk about the perimeter now, students. So perimeter of the sector, that is AOBX, is going to be, perimeter of the sector is very important. So AOBX, the perimeter of sector, just have to add all the length. So it's the radius plus the radius. I'm going to say that OA plus OB plus, sir, the arc length. Make sure write these things so examiner will understand that you have the concepts, you have the knowledge already. So I'm doing the highlighting thing here, that OA and OB and this part, all students, will be the perimeter of the sector. So it's going to be very simple, that, sir, it's going to be 3 plus 3 plus the arc length. That is, what is the formula for the arc length, sir? It's going to be radius into theta in the radians formula. So here we go, it's going to be 6 plus radius into the angle, that is 4 pi over 3. So here we go, 3 and 3 cancels out, students. Follow the highlighter. 3 and 3 cancels out. So here we go, we have to give the answer in exact form. So it's going to be 6 plus 4 pi. Okay, and this time it will be meter only. So everyone understands that how we got the perimeter as well. So this was basically all, I think, 5 marks. Easily you got all 5 marks. You got exact perimeter. Whenever, this is very important understanding of the question, students, whenever they say exact, you mean you don't have to give in decimals. Okay, you cannot give answer in decimal, otherwise you will lose marks. Okay, then you have to calculate exact area of the triangle AOB. It's for 2 marks only. So let's just first understand from the diagram what is the exact area of the triangle AOB. It's going to be this thing, students. Okay, AOB, and this one will be the exact area of the triangle AOB. So let's just quickly find it. It's just very simple. Whenever you don't have a right angle triangle, let's use a different color now. So part B we have, and we have to find the area of triangle AOB, sir. So it's going to be the formula half into AB into sine C, the two adjacent sides, and the angle of sine, the adjacent angle between them, the angle between them. So it's going to be, students, that's, sir, it's going to be, let's just solve it quickly. So it's going to be half times 3 into 3 as the radius, and sine the angle that is in front of us, that is 2 pi over 3, sir. Okay, so that's what's going to be, students, this one. So again we have to give the answer in exact area. So again, no decimal, students. Okay, only that in the exact form. Okay, in surds or pi form. Okay, we can give the answer, those things. Okay, that's coming 9 square root 3 upon 4. Okay, don't do decimal here, we'll do decimals later on. 9 square root 3 divided by 4 meter square will be our area of triangle, students. Okay, so here we go, this is going to be our answer for this thing. And let's move forward from part B. You got all 2 marks here as well. Part C says that, sir, we have to show that the length of AB is 3 square root 3 meter for 2 marks. Okay, so we have to show this length. I'm always representing in the diagram, so we don't understand what we have to do. So you have to get the length of AB, students. So let's get started on that as well. It's going to be, in order to find the length of AB, because it's not a right angle triangle, so we can't apply sine cos 10 ratios. We'll have to apply what, sir? We'll have to apply the cosine rule, because only one angle I have and I have 2 sides. Okay, so all concepts are being tested in question number 8. The examiner is asking very difficult questions. He's doing radians as well chapter, he's doing trigonometry chapter as well, so a lot of concepts are being tested in this. Okay, so let's apply the cosine. So it's going to be cos 2 pi over 3. Okay, so it's going to be cos theta, cos angle, into the addable side. So 3 square you add plus 3 square you add. I hope everyone knows the formula. At this stage you should be knowing the cosine rule formula, minus the AB square. Okay, students, subtract the AB square. If anyone doesn't know, let me know, I'll write down the cosine rule formula as well. It's going to be 2 times of A and 2 times of B, the adjacent sides, 3 and 3. So we got 3 3s are 9, 9 2s is 18, and it's going to be, students, very simple, that, sir, 18, I'm doing it directly, 18 cos 2 pi over 3 is equals to 3 square plus 3 square, that is 9 plus 9, minus AB square. So it's going to be AB square, bring it here, and 18 minus 18 cos 2 pi over 3. Again, we have to show this, prove it, so we need to make sure that we are getting an exact answer. Okay, students, so the page ends here. Let's just try to finish it here. So we're going to say that AB square is going to be 18 minus 18 cos 2 upon pi 2 pi over 3. So I got it as 27. And here we go, and I square root this whole thing, real terms 27. So I'm getting AB is equals to square root of 27 is basically 3 square root 3 meter. And here we have proved, students, that AB is going to come as 3 square root 3 meter. Okay, so this is another answer, another question get correct. So this is already proven here, so you definitely got all marks up till now, students. Perimeter, finding out area of triangle and area of those things, everything is clear here. Okay, moving forward to the last part of this question, again that is a heavy marks. Okay, it's going to be for 5 marks. You have to give your answer in meter square correct to 2 significant figures. This time you have to give it to 2 significant figures, the total surface area of the pond. Now you have to give the total surface area of the pond, students. So we need to understand that, sir, this whole figure is the pond, which means that, follow very carefully, we are going to say that we can definitely say that, sir, we have already got the area of the triangle AOB. So let's shade that. We already got the area of triangle AOB, sir. So this is part of the pond. This will be counted. You will have to add it. Then, sir, we have already got, sir, the area of the sector AOXP. This is also part of pond. So let's just do it color and tell us this is also, we are going to consider in the shaded part, the area of the shaded region. We are going to consider the students as well. And the last part, sir, is the red triangle that we have to find the area. So that's this area we need to find. This is the triangle area of triangle ABC. So let's start working on this. Okay, so I'll write it down. This is the important part, and we are going to do it on another page. That is the part D. I think this question is part D. So here we go, sir, part D, and let's get started, students. Okay, that's going to be area of the pond. Okay, the whole pond. And it's going to be the area of sector first. As I always mention that we have to do this thing, area of sector. Make sure do proper workings on this chapter. Area of sector AOXP plus area of triangle AOB that we have already have, and plus the area of the triangle ABC. Okay, so area of triangle, sir, ABC. I've mentioned it, all the workings, okay? And now you already have those, so let's just add them. So it's going to be, sir, area of the sector, that is basically 6 pi, and area of the triangle AOB, that is basically 6 pi plus 6 plus 4 pi, okay? So it's going to be 6 plus 4 pi, and then this one we are going to find out, okay? This one, so I've written both of them, and the last one we are going to find out. So let's get started. And for that, I'm going to draw the diagram here for everyone understanding, so that we don't have to go back again and again, okay? So here we go. I'm pretty sure it should be correct. So here we go, students, that it's going to be A here, sorry, A, B, and C. So let's just take, so we have got the length of AB, that is 3 square root 3, okay? So AB is basically 3 square root 3, sir. And this is basically 8 meters, sir, okay? And that one is 3 square root 3 and 8 meters, sir. And we have only got this angle, that is pi upon 6 pi, okay? So this angle I know, that is pi upon 6 pi, pi upon 6, students, okay? Pi upon 6 radians, this angle I know, okay? So how we are going to find the area of this triangle, sir, ABC? It's very simple. As we're going to apply, because this is not a right angle triangle, so we have to apply the area of the triangle half into AB into sine C. So I'm going to write it down here, that area of the triangle is going to be half into the length, that is, already I got 3 lengths, that is 3 square, I already have the 2 lengths, okay? 3 square root 3 and 8, just need to get that angle in between them, that is, sir, this one, okay? So I need this angle, students, that is angle number B. And how can I get this angle? I'm going to explain it to you now, okay? But everyone needs to understand first that always remember that you take adjacent sides, so 3 square root 3 and 8, that sides you will take, and then you'll get the angle for that, okay? So let's get started. You will apply, again, as I said, that all questions, all concepts are being tested here, so you can apply sine rule because you have one ratio complete, okay? So you're going to say that, sir, we have sine pi over 6 divided by the side of it, that is basically 3 square root 3, okay? So we have the side for it, 3 square root 3 sine pi over 6, and then you can say that the other sine angle we can get is angle A, because we have the opposite side to it, okay? So which means that sine angle A over 8 meter, I have that. So basically what I'm finding is this angle, students, okay? This orange angle, if everyone can focus on this one, that's it. So we are going to find this. It's going to be A is equals to, I'm going to do it directly, you cross multiply 8 sine pi over 6 will give us some answer, and then I'm going to divide this by 3 square root 3 as well, okay? And then I have sine A here left still. So I'm going to do it first here. So it says that 8 sine pi over 6, I'm going to get a value that is 4, and 4 divided by 3 square root 3. So yeah, I'm going to just do it directly, that A is equals to sine inverse of whatever the answer I got for this, students. So that just use calculator one time only. So it's going to be sine inverse of, I'm applying 8 sine pi over 6 and divided by 3 square root 3. So I am getting basically it as 0.87 radians, okay? This time we can do it decimal, so I'll write it complete number. So I'm getting it 0. Because we need the final answer in that, so 0.8785. I'm taking it to 4 decimal places for the moment. So angle A, I got it as 0.8785, students. When you got this angle, you understand that you have this angle as well, sir. You can easily apply 180-degree rule, that all the sides of the triangle, all the angles of the triangles adds up to 180. So here we go. This is going to be the angle, this is going to be pi 180, that is pi minus pi over 6, okay? 180 minus this angle minus 0.8785. It was going to give me that area of this triangle, students, that is half into this one, 3 square root 3 and that. So let's just get that done. Sine, and it's going to be pi minus pi over 6 minus 0.8785, and I got that divided by 2. So I'm getting that as 20.5489, okay? So we got the area of this triangle, students, when we solved in the calculator. Half into this thing, 3 square root 3 into 8 into sine this angle. I've already explained that this angle how we got. It's basically the sum of all the angles in a triangle is 180, that is pi. So pi minus pi over 6, and this orange angle that we found out. So after doing that, we are getting this whole thing as, sir, we are getting the answer in the calculator, 20 point, sorry, we are getting the angle, the area as 20.48955, and I'm just doing it a lot of decimal places at the moment. So this thing, so I'm going to place this here, 20.48955, although I can round off, that's better to round off to 20.5, but I'm trying to get as much accuracy as possible. So I'm going to give 20.4895 meter this thing, and just add all of them up, and you'll get to, you have to give the answers to two significant answers. So 6 pi plus 4 pi becomes 10 pi already, and then plus 6 and plus 20.4895. So we are going to get, students, as 20, and the area of, let's see, there is some mistake here. So we got the area of the sector as basically 6 pi. Oh, sorry, I'm adding here the perimeter. That's the wrong. I'm adding here the perimeter. That's not the correct way. So that was the mistake there. So make sure make this correction, students. So I just made a silly mistake here, but everyone got it. So area of, let's just go back and revise. Area of the sector AOXB, area of the sector AOBX is 6 pi. Okay, we got that. We are going to add, and area of the triangle is 9 square root 3 upon 4. It's not this, this is basically the perimeter. Okay, so make sure don't take this. Okay, these are small mistakes that will affect your grade, so make sure don't do that, but this is human error, so no problem in that. So it's going to be 6 pi plus 9 square root 3 over 4, that is the area of this triangle, plus 20.4895, that will match with the marking scheme as well, our answer. And it's going to be 6 pi, that is basically 43.236. I'm getting the answer because the examiner says 40.236 meters square will be our answer, but because, student, the examiner says that you have to give two significant figures, it's going to be only 43 meter square. Okay, so this is how you're going to solve this whole question. We are done with question number 8 as well, students. I hope everyone is getting question number 8 and every part of this part A, B, C, and D. I'll repeat the mistake. The mistake was just that I wrote everything correct. It's just that area of sector AOXB, I took it correct, 6 pi. Instead of taking the area of AOB, the triangle AOB, I just made a small mistake. It was basically I took the perimeter. Okay, that was wrong. The perimeter, I should have taken 9 square root 3 upon 4, but then I have corrected it, and that's why we got 43 meters square for this part D as the final answer. The last question of this recent October 22 exam is basically on completing the square inequalities and find some differentiation thing as well involved in this question. Okay, so question number 9 is also a mixture, and it's a quite tricky question as well. Some parts are tricky and some parts are easy as well. Okay, so let's get started with question number 9, students, as well. We have figure number 3 that shows a sketch of the curve C with the equation. So we have figure 3 that shows a sketch of the curve C with the equation. This thing, we have to write half x square minus 10x plus 22 in the form of ax plus b whole square plus c for 3 marks, where a, b, and c are constants to be found, and you always have to give the answers, the values for them. So what I always, as I say, that always go for the easiest method, although it might take time consuming or that might nobody should follow, but it's better to go for the easiest method. So let's just write, hold on, just I'll write the question. So it's going to be y is equals to half square x minus 10x plus 22. So y is equals to half x square minus 10x plus 22. So that's the question, half x square minus 10x plus 22, and I have to prove it, made it completing the square in basically a x plus b whole square plus c. So that is it. So the first thing will be I'm going to expand it and then compare. Okay, that's the easiest method, and it's sometimes it's a bit lengthy, but that's the without mistake method. It's so it will be x square plus 2bx. Okay, bx and bx you add up, so 2bx plus b square, and then you got plus c. Okay, hope everyone got this. I've just expanded by a plus b square method, so it's going to be x square. x into x, x into b, and x into b, 2bx, and then b into b. Now you multiply, so it's going to be ax square, sir, 2abx plus ab square plus c, okay? This is going to be compared with half x square minus 10x, sir, plus 22. So now we start comparing, students. How we are going to compare? Very simple. Let's write it down that we are comparing for part A. So it's very simple. And the concept is going to be that a half x square is equals to ax square. So here we go, that sir, a is going to have the value as half, okay? So a value is half, and it's going to be the comparing the coefficient of x variable x power 1 with this x power, sir. So it's going to be very simple here, that minus 10x is going to be 2 times of abx. X and x goes out, x and x cancels out, sir, okay? We're just comparing, okay? Make sure you compare the correct with the correct, okay? The variable x coefficient, x power 1 coefficient with x power 1 coefficient, okay, students? So here we go, we got minus 10 is equals to 2 times of a is half, value, just plug in the value of half, so this cancels. So I'm getting b as minus 10. We'll have a look at the marking scheme. So b is getting as minus 10. So we got b as minus 10, students. And then you have the value of c as well. In order to find, we got all two values, a and b. So let's quickly find out the value of c by comparing constant with the constant. So ab square plus c is going to be compared with, sir, 22, okay? So ab square plus c is going to be compared with 22. So c is equals to 22 minus ab square. So just plug in the values now, sir, that c is equals to 22 minus a is basically half, and b is basically minus 10 whole square. So I'm going to get c as what? Let's just use calculator here. C is coming as negative 28, okay? So C is coming as negative 28. So coming back, I'll write down the original equation. Here we go. It's going to be y is instead of this thing, you can write a is half. So let's write it here, that, sir, a is half x minus 10, b is negative 10 whole square, and c is also negative 28, okay? So this is going to be your values. Make sure, apart from writing this answer, you have to write this answer here as well. I'm going to write this answer here, that's half times x minus 10 whole square minus 28. Apart from writing this answer, make sure give the values of a, b, and c to the examiner as well, because it's very important. So a is half, sir. Just write down these things as well. So a is half, b is minus 10. So apart from solving the paper, we're also discussing how to present your answers, how to give the whole working to the examiner, okay? And C is, sir, minus 28, okay? Make sure how other method, you have other methods as well. You have formula as well. You can do it directly as well. I can do directly as well, but I prefer that this method is very simple and easy to understand and go through. So that's why I use this, okay? So it's going to be half x minus 10 whole square minus 28. You got all 3 marks, students, for part A, and part B is very simple. Always remember the turning points, whether maximum or minimum, you can get it from the completing the square. So it's that part of the day, it's that part of the question that you have to deduce the coordinates of M, okay? You have to deduce, which means you don't have to solve anything, students. आपको solve नहीं करना है, just have to take help from part A, because they are mentioning the point M is the turning point of the curve C. So if it's the turning point, the coordinates are there from the completing the square. So what are the coordinates, sir? You're going to write it down, that the coordinates of M are, it's basically the x value was 10 and the y value is minus 28, okay? So this is basically, follow in the red color, sir, that this is, sir, minus 28, the y value, and x value is going to be positive 10. That is what it represents, that is h comma k. You have to go through the working and understanding for this, okay? So M coordinates will be, sir, 10 comma minus 28. That is how it's used to happen. And this is called the range. The range will be greater than minus 28, okay? So the range of the graph is going less than greater than minus 28, okay? And similarly, the x value is 10 when that will occur, okay? So when you put x is 10, then it will occur this thing, okay? Moving on, we already have got 5 marks. If there's any question related to the coordinates of M, you can ask. This is conceptual work, so I'll explain through comments, or any problem is there, you can connect with me through WhatsApp as well on this. The point M is the minimum turning point of C. Now, the next part is very, very important. I think that's the tricky question here. So it's going to be the line L is the normal to the C at the point P, okay? Let's look at the diagram, very important diagram as well. So it mentions that there is this line L, students. So there is this line L, that is basically the line L is the normal to C at the point P. So there's the curve that is C. The curve is in the, let's say the curve is in the red color, okay? I'm making it, the curve is in the red color, okay? Everyone can get that. And then the blue line or purple line is basically the line L that is normal to curve at the C. So given that the line L has the equation as well, y is equals to k minus 1 upon 8x, where k is a constant, you have to find the coordinates of P and you have to find the value of k for 6 marks, okay? Very important question. So let's just hope everyone reads the question, understands it. That you have to find these coordinates as well, students. You have to find the coordinates of P and then you have to find the coordinates of K as well, okay? So that's what we need to understand. The good thing is that the line L, the equation has been given. So I'll write down what information I have been given, okay? We'll do part C here. This is part C, I reckon, that it's going to be the line equation of line L. So I'm going to write down that equation of line L. And just go with basic concepts first, okay? What are the basic concepts? You'll understand better. And always do this when a tricky question comes in. So equation of line N is given. That's where it's going to be y is equals to, it is basically, sir, y is equals to k minus 1 upon 8x. If we look at this only for the moment, we'll understand that, sir, I already have the gradient of this equation, that is minus 1 upon 8, and plus I need to find the value of k, that is y-intercept. K is y-intercept here, okay, students? What does y-intercept means? When x is 0, what is the y value? When x is 0, what is the y value? I'll repeat, when x is 0, what is the y value? That is y-intercept. And I already know the gradient, that is negative 1 upon 8. So I can definitely say that, sir, the gradient of the normal, or because this is normal line, okay, this is the normal line to the curve. So gradient of normal is minus 1 upon 8. If the gradient of normal is minus 1 upon 8, sir, we can say that the gradient of the tangent, when you differentiate the curve, gradient of tangent, that will be to the curve, because this is gradient of normal to the curve, okay, on the lying on the curve to the curve and to the curve as well. So gradient of tangent will be, sir, a reciprocal of that, it will be 8, right? Minus 1 upon 8 reciprocal will be 8 and negative sign will become positive sign, okay? Hope everyone gets this, or you can do it with this as well. Follow in the red. Gradient of 1 into gradient of 2 is equals to minus 1, because this is normal perpendicular. So minus 1 upon 8 into the other box into minus 1. So definitely this is going to come as 8, okay, when you solve this, okay, students? So that is a lot of marks there for 8. I hope everyone got this, that the gradient of tangent will be, sir, 8. And now you already got it, that what you can do, you can just differentiate the curve, okay, just differentiate the curve, and at the point of P, you can say that I already have the gradient of the tangent at P. Everyone getting it? That let's say this will be the, I'm just imagining as well and telling you that this will be the tangent line, and because this one is the normal line, so we can definitely say a perpendicular, the 90 degree is being written here. So if this is minus 1 upon 8 gradient, this will be it. Always remember, through diagrams, students understand very quickly and clearly. So I'm going to differentiate, and I don't know the x coordinate of P, what is P, but I definitely know the gradient of tangent at this point, because the gradient of tangent at P is, let's write down, at point P is basically 8, okay? So here we go. Let's quickly get started with that and finish this one. It's going to be, sir, that y is equals to, what was the equation, original equation I need, that, sir, y is equals to half x square minus 10x, and this was minus 10x plus 22. So it's going to be, sir, you differentiate first. So here we go, sir, dy over dx is going to be half into multiply by 2, so I get x. So power, always remember differentiation, very simple, half into 2, so it cancels out, you get x, and x minus 10 is the differentiation, okay, students? So x minus 10 will be the differentiation. You already have the gradient of the tangent, so just plug in there, students, from the previous part, from the previous learning. 8 is equals to x minus 10, sir. So here we go. X coordinate of P will be 10 plus 8, that is, sir, x is equals to 18. So we got the P coordinates, that is 18, and always remember, we understand that in order to find the y coordinate, you can just plug in the curve equation, okay, because it lies on P, right? It's written there, the point P, it also lies on the curve of C. We can see that if I remove the diagram, it's clearly there, the point intersecting there. So we can put in there, when X value is 18, what is the Y value? So we'll go there and plug in again, students, here. So let's just draw a line so there is no confusion what we are doing here. This is part A, and part A and B, and part C is being done here on the next page, okay? So it's going to be, in order to find the Y value, so in order to get the Y value, we need to understand that we just have to plug in the X value as 18. So here we go, that it's going to be Y is equals to half times 18 square minus 10 times 18 plus 22. So here we go, students, that we got Y is equals to, just use the calculator here, that it's going to be half times 18 whole square minus 10 times 18 plus 22. So we got that as Y is equals to 4. So here we go, we got a lot of marks for this because the whole question is for 6 marks. So we got P coordinates as 18 comma 4, and that is going to be an answer for this one, that is P is basically 18 comma 4. And then you have to find the value of K. I think that's only 1 mark, because you have to find the value of K when you get this P lies on the line as well, right? It's the intersection, right, students? So when it's something is intersection, it satisfies both of them, right? It will satisfy the line as well. Hope everyone gets this, that it will satisfy the line as well. So just in the same part, what you do, what was the equation? Let's say this is part number 2, very simple, for not a difficult part, okay? You can say that Y is equals to K minus 1 upon 8x. So just plug in the coordinate. It's going to be, sir, Y is 4, K is this, minus 1 upon 8, X is 18. So just solve that and you'll get the K value as 4 plus 18 upon 8. I'm getting it as 25 over 4, okay? So K is going to be 25 over 4. Correct with the marking scheme as well. Make sure no calculation mistakes. If you know the concepts, no calculation mistakes. Okay, so that is very important. Now part C is done, A is done, B is done. In a nutshell, I'm going to show you all of this. So this is basically A part. Part B is there already, the coordinates of M, and C part is this. Now we are left with the last part of this question and last part of the paper, but not the least. That is for 3 marks. We need to identify the inequalities that define R, that is the shaded part. This part, students, okay, the finite region R, the shaded part. So you have to define this and by the 3 inequalities. So let's get started. So one of them is very simple. You just start with, you already know M coordinates. What was M coordinates, sir? It's just a copy of the diagram they're mentioning as well, okay? Figure 4 is just a copy of the diagram. So you're going to say that, sir, M was basically 10 comma minus 28, which means the equation of the line M will be X is equals to 10, sorry. Okay, so this equation, let me write it down as well because students understand better than that. So X is equals to 10 is the equation of the line, sir. Okay, everyone got this? So it's going to be inequality because it's the greater part. So the first answer will be that, sir, X is greater than equals to 10 because it's the complete bold line. It's already shaded. So X is greater than equals to 10. That is going to be one answer. Okay, students, that X is greater than equals to 10. Now you need to understand that for the line, you have 2 methods as well, couple of different methods as well students use for inequalities. I'm going to use the most, not a lot, maybe a bit more working, but it's the most safest method that I believe that it can be used. So this is the line L with the blue color, and I'm going to say this is the green, followed in the green color, the curve, okay? And follow which method I'm saying. If you get this method, you can use that. Otherwise, let me know in the comment section what method you are using, and I will say if it's correct or not, but most probably all methods are correct if you give that. So we already have the P coordinates. That is also, sir, P coordinates are what? From the next part, we have P coordinates 18 comma 4 here, which means that X is 18 here and Y is basically 4, okay? So what you understand basically, to get the blue line and the green line inequality, to get the blue line, wo jo aapki equation hai, Y is equals to K minus 1 upon 8x, and the curve hai, you need to get the inequalities for them. So what you can do, just take any value, any coordinates which satisfies this region and plug in them and see what is it coming correct. So you can take, students, any value, okay, but which should be okay, so we call this red line is 10, so this is 10 here, and this is 18 here. So I would prefer take any x value, let's say 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, it will satisfy. So any x coordinate you can take, let's say 11, 12, 13, take the safest option. Let's say I'll stop with 16 here, and then for y you can take -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, those things as well. You can take 0, 1 and 2, but make sure not go more than that. Okay, so I would go for the safest option, just to give an idea. Okay, I would go for the safest option, that is 12, 0, because I'm pretty sure that 12 will be somewhat here and 0 is already there inside, 0 is there. So 12, 0 is definitely inside the shaded region. Okay students, so I'm going with one of maybe some students will say it's a tricky method or difficult method, but this is most safest method that is going to give me correct answer. Okay, so I took 12, 0, and now I'm going to write down the equation of the line below, that is y is equals to k minus 1 over 8x. So I already have the k value here, that is basically 25 upon 4, and now I'm going to plug in 12, 0 here, sir. So 12, 0, so y is 0, and when I plug in as 1 upon 8 into 12, so let's see what this is getting. So 0 is going to be 25 upon 4 minus 1 upon 8 into 12, and I'm getting it as 19 something in decimals, that is 4.75. So definitely 0 is less than 4.75. So it's going to be, we got the other answer as well, that sir y is less than equals to 25 upon 4 minus 1 upon 8x, that line, blue line. And this can be done directly as well, because you see that it's below the line. Whatever the curve, whatever the equation of the line is, follow in the red, follow in the purple color. Whatever the equation of the line is, the shaded part lies below it. So you can directly write it down as well, that y is less than equals to 25 upon 4 minus 1 upon 8x. Okay, so the end is left with the quadratic curve. So let's write down the quadratic curve and get the working done for that as well. So it's going to be, let me just separate this so everyone doesn't confuse. Okay, so here we go, sir. Again the same point, because it will satisfy. So it's going to be, sir, y is equals to, let's use a different color because that's the final color answer. So y is equals to half x square minus 10x plus 22. That was the equation, right? Half x square minus 10x plus 22. So y is 0, and let's see what is that, what value does 12 give us. Okay, so it's going to be this thing, students. So here we go. Let's use the calculator quickly. Very safe method, I believe, very safe method. I never get wrong answers using this. So I'm getting 0 and here minus 26, which means 0 is greater than that, and we can understand that it's going to be correct. So 0 is greater, so your final answer will be that y is greater than equals to this equation, that is half x square minus 10x and plus 22 for this part. Okay, so everyone got this. So this is going to be our final answers, and this will be the end of the part 3 paper session, students. That it's going to come at, because I took this point around, so all of this satisfies. So it's going to be 0 is greater than that, so it means that y is going to be greater than minus 26. So y is greater than this thing, so half x square minus 10x. Hope everyone got this. I'm going to upload some screenshots for all the workings on the channel as well. Hope everyone got this. This is basically October 2022 paper, recent paper for WMA1 with your instructor Abdul Rafi. Thank you, students.